Alright guys, welcome back to the Commander's Hatch, and on this episode we are cooking. What you're looking at in this bowl is known as a guinea bird or a guinea fowl. I will throw up a picture when editing this video. So first thing you want to do, you get this at a local farmer's market, poultry market here in New York City, and what you see is a brine made of vinegar and lime, okay, with hot water so that you wash all of the rank stuff out of the meat. You don't want that rankness in your food. So you can also do this, add flour. I'm just doing lime and vinegar for my wash, okay? So for step 2, we throw out the brine into the strainer. We don't want that stuff in the food. And we rinse this with warm water. And now the smell is gone, so you know that taste will not be in your food, right? Next is seasoning. Now that we've added our seasoning and a bit of water, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mix this in, right? Just get your hands in there. You're not mixing with a spoon, all right? Just get your hands nice and dirty. Just keep tossing. Okay, our guinea bird is nicely seasoned, and we're gonna cover this in cling wrap, and it's gonna go in the fridge, and we're gonna come back tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Commander's Hatch, and we are continuing on from yesterday's episode, where we were preparing our guinea bird, which is currently sitting on the countertop after being in the fridge overnight, and we're gonna go ahead and cook that today as soon as I can find my ingredients. So, start things off, as always, we get some cumin seeds, or jeera, as we call it. We're just going to drop a nice bit of that into the pot, get the pot seasoned, right? Next, whilst that's being seasoning, I'm going to grab my pestle and mortar here, and I've added Italian seasoning and thyme into here because the Italian seasoning that I bought is cut really big and I don't like that. So we're going to go ahead, round this up, get it nice and small. I'm going to try and keep the camera from falling over. So we're just going to ground up this Italian seasoning, get it a lot smaller than it was. See, we're already starting to make it into dust, which is what we want. We don't want gigantic herbs in our food. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is the brand of Italian seasoning that I got from the supermarket. See how huge that is? And we just finished grounding this up and put the pestle and mortar, and there we go. That's more what you want from Italian seasoning. That's the size you want, right? There we go, with thyme added to it. So now we're going to go ahead and add our ground up thyme to the pot, right? Get that nice and seasoned. Next up, we're going to add some olive oil. And we're going to bring in our onions. So, keeping the fire on low, our onions are starting with our seasoning, and we're going to let that heat up, get a nice color before adding our meat. I'm going to go ahead and add black peppercorns to this. And over here we have our star of the show. And here we have our star of the show, cut and roasted guinea bird fresh from the poultry market that has been marinating in our seasoning overnight. So first things first, we're actually going to dump out all of this water, but we're not throwing the water away. So we got a strainer, we got a pot below that, then we have another bowl for the strainer, and we're going to put this into that strainer and get all of the brine water out of it. We can call that stock water now. Now that our guinea bird is strained out, we're going to go ahead, dump this into the pot, so we get all that seasoning in there. And we're going to turn up the heat. And we're going to start stirring this in. let that sit on high heat for a minute and we'll come back to it. Very important, do not cover the pot down because that will create a steaming situation, which is not what you want. You want the meat to fry, okay? And as I previously stated, we save the brine or the stock water from the seasoning separate. So if you need to add water to the pot, this is where it's going to come from. Okay, so it's been about 20 to 25 minutes of our guinea bird being on high heat. You can notice some of the meats have actually got a bit of char to it, and we've added the final bit of stock water. We're going to turn the heat back up. And once that heat is raising, we're now going to add our seasoning mix. So in our seasoning mix, we have lemon pepper, we have a little bit of masala powder, turmeric powder, curry powder, sazon, and we have a little bit of Himalaya salt. Additionally, we're going to add a little bit of duck and goat curry powder from the cheap brand, and meat tenderizer, which is seasoned as well. It's not just meat tenderizer. And we're going to add a little bit of this inside as well. So I'm dumping all of this in there. And you want to stir the seasoning in real nice. Keep stirring it. You're not adding any more water yet. You want your dry seasoning to get fried up a bit in here, so it gets into the meat real good. Add a little bit of water, not too much. So what you want to do is you keep adding water and you keep stirring this, alternating the fire between high and medium because you don't want to burn it now, right? But you want the temperature to stay high enough that the seasoning keeps frying, and you want the food moist enough so that it does not stick to the pot nor the seasoning. Next up, we're going to go in here with some quartered red potatoes. We're going to be adding more water to this. Give everything a nice stir. You guys can see it's starting to come together now. Whilst our food is on the stove cooking our guinea bird, I'm going to show you guys how I make my rice my way. Nice hot pot of water, put it on the stove on high, drop jeera or cumin seeds in there as much as you like or as little as you like. Additionally, you're going to want to grab yourself black seeds. This is a superfood. It's good for everything in your body, right? And it has a very good taste. You can make tea with this, you can eat it, you can bake with it, put it in bread, cake, pies, whatever, or you can just cook with it. So I like to put it in the rice water, a nice, as much as you like, or as little as you like, and let it boil with the rice water. And I also add thyme to my water as well, right? So giving our rice water a nice bit of flavor. That's it. All right, let's check on our guinea bird. Looking great. Looking awesome. I'm gonna give this a little bit of stirring. I do have to say, I am missing some ingredients that I would have liked to be in here. Unfortunately, my cover plants do not seem to be growing. Alright, so we're back, and we're about to open our pot, check out our food, and we're about to add our last ingredient to this mix. So, what I have is coconut milk with hot water, and we're going to add all of this into here. This is going to be our last ingredient, and this is really going to boost the flavor of the food, and it's also going to help tenderize that wild meat, which is the guinea bird. So I'm going to keep the heat on low as you're doing this, because you don't want the liquid splashing up on it too much, right? You don't want the curry coming up, and you can see it's completely changed the color of the food as well. Try to give you guys a better shot of that in a second. That is nice and settled. I'm going to grab the phone here, and there you go. Okay, so we went from a very golden curry color to a lighter gold, almost similar to the color of the potatoes. And we're going to go ahead, cover this back down, and let it simmer whilst our rice is on the pot. So how we want to time this finish is once the rice is finished, the food is finished. So coming back to our rice, water is clearly boiling a lot. We're going to go ahead and drop the heat down. You can see all the jeera seeds and the black seeds and thyme are dancing a lot. And we have 3 cups of rice, basmati rice, washed and strained. Dropping that in. And we're also going to leave that right there because we're going to get all the rice out of the strainer. What do by doing that? Not a grain or a stick, right? Keep that on low. Stir everything in. Make sure it's nice and loose. The darkness of the water comes from the black seeds. So, I'm going to turn that heat up, let that rice boil for 10 minutes. Now that our rice is simmering over there, or straining rather, we're going to go ahead and come back to our guinea bird that has been simmering for about 10 minutes. And we're going to see how it's doing. Open that up. And I have kept the heat on low while the rice is cooking. And to gauge that this is finished, we're just going to check potatoes here, right? So we grab a potato, we grab our rice spoon, it's very handy. And our potatoes are nice and soft. See that? Potatoes are cooked. And remember, our guinea bird has been cooking at this point an hour at least. So it is nice and complete. There you go. So let's give you guys a nice closer look here at our guinea bird. It's just like chicken. Tastes a little different, right? And there you have it. Curried guinea bird, Caribbean style. More specifically, Guyanese/Trini style. Voila, the end.